Biden told his fellow leaders that the choices they make together are going to define the course of their shared future for generations to come, and that democracy was hard, requiring renewal with each generation.
Democracy is not a state, it is an act. So over the next 2 days, we're bringing together leaders from more than 100 governments alongside activists, trade unionists, and other members of civil society, leading experts and researchers and representatives from the business community, not to assert that any one of our democracies is perfect or has all the answers, but to lock arms and reaffirm our shared commitment to make our democracies better, to share ideas and learn from each other, and to make concrete commitments of how to strengthen our own democracies and push back on authoritarianism.
He said the U.S. would lead by example, investing in its own democracy while supporting partners around the world.
I'm proud to launch the Presidential Initiative for Democratic Renewal, which will focus efforts across our diplomacy and foreign assistance programs to bolster democratic resilience and human rights and globally. Working with our Congress, we're planning to commit as much as $224 million in the next year to shore up transparent and accountable governance, including supporting media freedom, fighting international corruption, standing with democratic reformers, promoting technology that advances democracy, and defining and defending what a fair election is.
China and Russia, both not invited to participate in the summit, have been scathing in their criticism of the initiative, with Beijing arguing its one-party system is a democracy too, that has, for example, dealt far better with the current pandemic than the United States has, with its spiraling COVID cases and rising death toll.
By outside pressure from autocrats, they seek to advance their own power, export and expand their influence around the world, and justify the repressive policies and practices as a more efficient way to address today's challenges. That's how it's sold. By voices that seek to fan the flames of social division and political polarization. And perhaps most importantly, and most worrying of all, by increasing the dissatisfaction of people all around the world with democratic governments that they feel are failing to deliver for their needs.
Biden told his virtual audience that he believed this was the defining challenge of our time. He acknowledged that government by the people and for the people could at times be fragile, something felt acutely, no doubt, in Washington, particularly after the attack on the U.S. Capitol in January. But Biden added that democracy was also inherently resilient and capable of self-correction and self-improvement. Those gathered at the two-day summit expected to make pledges that will be followed up with an in-person summit to take stock of those commitments in a year's time. Siobhan Briceby's SABC News, New York.